Welcome to Board Game Empire. So today we're going to be doing a review of Kids Chronicles Quest for Moonstones by Lucky Duck Games.
Okay, this is actually a really fun game. It's for 7-Up and it takes like 30 to 45 minutes. And it really doesn't take that long because you're able to finish and stop periodically throughout the game. So it really is something you can just pick up and continue throughout each gameplay. And it's for 1-4 players. A phenomenal game. It reminds me of a game that we used to enjoy and play a lot when Quinn was younger. What was it called?
It's Who Was It by Ravensburger. It's a really fun game. We used to play that game all the time. This game is just like that game, and we used to play that game all the time. We probably played that game like I would say 30 to 40 times at least.
Yeah, so if you like a game like that, definitely get this game. This game is at the same level, maybe even better because it has the app, and they'll be able to incorporate more things into the app. And it's a venture game similar to the other game, and I'm hoping and I'm guessing that they'll be coming out with expansions for this game. I can see this being a very popular game for the age range stated 7-Up. I would say 7 probably to like 10 to 12. Is the perfect age range for this game. Even as adults, some adults might enjoy this. It's a simple adventure game where you're trying to find items. The items you're able to use to help NPCs, and so it's just actually a fun game. It's a story-driven game, kind of, and so we're just gonna jump right into the review. So, what did you think about the rules?
Easy 5 out of 5. Again, like for our other game we played, Yummy Yummy Monster Tummy, everything is stated in the app pretty much. Is there even a rulebook for this game?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, but basically you don't even need the rulebook because it states everything in the app, and it tells you when you place things, what you're supposed to do when you look for items in the app, and overall rules 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would give 5 out of 5. Great rule app. We didn't really read the rule book. We did a little bit, but we were pretty much, just played it, and the app kind of guides you literally step by step, and it does a phenomenal job. The app doesn't glitch. It doesn't kick you out the app. There's no issues. You're using the scan in the back of your device as opposed to the front where the Yummy Yummy Monster Tummy, you're using the front. I wish that this one also used the front camera, so you don't have to pick up the device as opposed to just putting the card on top.
And what's one thing about the rulebook, the app, is that whenever you finish a level, it tells you when you finish one. But if you haven't played the game in a while, and then you go to a level, it'll still say resume, and it basically will just have a black screen even because you already finished it. So I will say that if once you've finished a level, you basically cannot go back. You have to go to the next one.
Yeah, like he stated, it says resume when it's actually completed. I wish that it would pretty much tell you that it's completed.
Yeah, we were kind of confused about that.
Yeah, but great rules, great app, 5 out of 5. So what did you think about the components?
I give the components 5 out of 5. Again, I like the art style. I like how the QR code, there's enough space for it to very easily scan it.
Yeah.
The cards are all there. It has all the locations for all the characters, which is very handy because you don't have to remember where all the characters were last.
Yep.
And there's even a space for a character, but you don't know where they go, so you put them in the question mark. So there's always a space for characters to be put. So that's overall really cool.
Yeah. So
5 out of 5.
That's what I like about the board too. 5 out of 5. Pretty much the cards are very vibrant. The QR code scans really easily, and then the board pretty much has an indicator for the QR codes too. but they also had the question marks. That way you know which characters you're trying to seek during your travels. Also, it has for your items. That way you can see what items you need to pick up and try to figure out where they're located. So just a lot, very well thought out board, and just it makes it simple for kids to pretty much play and not have any issues, because the board pretty much provides a guide to just go through the adventure smoothly with the app. So 5 out of 5 in the components. So what did you think about the overall experience?
I would give the experience a 4.5 out of 5 because we had no problems with the app really, and we did like the experience. However, it was a little bit simplistic because what you're doing with the app is you put the app or put your tablet or phone and you have the app, and basically what you're doing is you have to like move your finger around and scan for characters and items, and you basically can talk with those characters. But the thing is that the cool thing that they did is that you can kind of talk with the other characters and like ask about items. And there's a little bit of puzzle aspect. Like sometimes there's like things like, let's say there's a chessboard and you got a chess piece, then that might get you an item or something. So there's lots of different ways to get items, and you always have to like keep your eye out for things that might lead to items. So even though it is simple, there is a lot of fun in the searching and kind of like RPG element. So I'll give the experience a 4.5 out of 5.
I agree with him. I'll give it like a 4 out of 5. Just a little simplistic for my taste, but I mean, this is to cater to 7+. So this is for 7+. This is a phenomenal game, really. And so, but just there's a lot of adventuring, and so you just have to make sure you pick up the item. And pretty much the way the app works is you're scrolling kind of like a VR setting where it's like 360, and you're looking for items and NPC throughout, while using the app, and you travel from location to location, and you can't travel from one location to a further location. You have to go from each one. So the app pretty much knows where you're at all times in the location of the board, and so experience 4 out of 5. What did you think about the overall mechanics?
I would give the mechanics a 4.5 out of 5. For 7+, there's a lot of cool mechanics, and this game is like for 7+, this is a phenomenal game. Okay. And even though the mechanics are very simple, as I said, there's a lot of different things that you can do, and you always have to keep your eye out. And there's a sense of progression, because each time you beat a chapter, there's the tutorial, but then there's these 4 moonstones you have to get. And once you get all the 4 moons, the first task is becoming an apprentice wizard and finding the moon cat, which will help you on your adventure. And then you're basically on a quest to find the moonstones, which is what the game name is. And once you find all the 4 moonstones, there's another final campaign that you unlock. So there definitely is lots of progression towards the game, and it makes you want to keep coming back for more. So overall mechanics, 4.5 out of 5.
I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 in the mechanics aspect. Great mechanics, especially for the age range, and actually for a campaign game, the app works phenomenal. So we haven't played many app games. We have played several, but this is Lucky Duck Games, their app. It's smooth. It's like really works. There's no issues. But the mechanics, like he stated, you're pretty much just going from location to location. You find items. The items you could use for to help different NPCs. Some NPCs are like dealing with situations, and so you're. I think one was quicksand or something.
Yeah.
And
this character was stuck in quicksand.
Yeah, and so you're using certain items to get them out of the quicksand. But first you have to find the items. So it's a very well done adventure game, especially for that age range. Phenomenal. I'm guessing they use a lot of kids to play test or gather information, because this is one of the best games for that age range that we've ever played. And we've had many games while Quinn was growing up. We constantly bought board games.
For an RPG game, this game's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially the fact how it's catered towards kids. An RPG game catered towards kids.
Yeah.
We didn't think we would like this game, but this game's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. So 4.5 out of 5. The mechanics. So what do you think about the replayability?
I would give the replayability a 4 out of 5, because even though there is lots of replayability, the campaign, you kind of are, it is kind of limited to the campaign, because once you beat all the campaign, you can't really, do it again.
Yeah, but they're thinking about incorporating more.
Expansion?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how much?
I don't know.
Well, I would actually boost that up to a 4.8 out of 5 if they're adding an expansion. Because that means that if they're adding another campaign, then that's a whole other adventure you get to go through, which is a lot. That's another thing. I wish there's a little bit more adventures, because there's 6 adventures, including the tutorial. So that's pretty cool how they're adding an expansion.
So I would give this a 5 out of 5 replayability, because this is a game that you could just, as they continue to come out with expansions, I could see them, your character growing as a wizard, and then growing stronger and stronger and stronger, and then going into more in-depth adventures, and helping more, even maybe fight wars, or slay dragons, or just stuff like that, or become a king, or become ruler. There's so many different avenues that they could do that pretty much actually progress, or that you're able to do. And so 5 out of 5 in the replayability, because it could be endless amount of things you could do, and they could actually bring out expansions with different campaigns where you could pretty much do different things, like become a dragon slayer, or become a king, or become different. That you could venture off and just buy the expansions you want to pretty much incorporate.
Isn't there also other Kids Chronicles games? Isn't there also other Kids Chronicles games?
I don't know.
Because if there is, then because you could play all the Kids Chronicles games as well.
No, I think this is their first line of kid games.
The reason why I think there's going to be more Kids Chronicles, not as Quest for Moonstones, is because normally when there's the name and then Quest for Moonstones, that means that that's going to be a series of games. Normally. I think this is just the line of Quest for the Moonstones, which actually is a lot. For one game, they packed in a lot.
Yeah. So 5 out of 5 in replayability. So what did you think about overall total?
I would give the game from my rating, I would give the game an 8.5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5. It's actually really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And for kids, 7 plus, I would give this game 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Yeah. Because that Who Was It game by Ravensburger, that was my favorite game of all time. And this is just like that game. It's actually even better than that game. And I absolutely love that game. That was the number one game that I always wanted to play. I was super excited every time we were able to play that game. So
we played it probably 20, 30, 40, 50 times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I rate this 8 out of 10. But 4.5, 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. But if you're pretty much, if I'm rating at the age level, I'll rate like Quinn did, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. At that age range, oh my God, this would have been my game. This would have been the game I would have kept on coming. I wouldn't care if my parents played. I would play solo because there's so many adventures and different things you could do. And as they come out with expansions, that's what I'd be asking for every Christmas, every birthday at that age range. And so I would just endless amount of adventure in this game. So phenomenal game. Very cute. Kid friendly. Just really highly rated. Love this game. I can see this being one of the biggest hits this year for kids. So, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I really do like the app. The app doesn't have any glitches or bugs. Consider on how long we've played the game if we haven't encountered any glitches. Because normally when games on when you make a game, there's normally a lot of bugs or glitches, but they obviously play tested the app a lot and made sure to remove all the glitches possible for the most user-friendly experience. Also, I didn't cover on how very user-friendly the game is, because when you scan the QR codes, they're very easy for the tablet or phone you're using to see, and it has a whole box, so there is no issue with QR code scanning in this game.
And we have the Android 11. Our devices are like Android 11 and above, so pretty much our phones are quite new. They're like probably 2 or 3 years old. We don't buy the newest of the new, but the camera has no issues. When we do have a lot of lighting because of the videos we do, but when we actually play test, we only had the overhead light that we had, and it didn't have any issues scanning. So it doesn't need that much light, just minimal light, and the QR code works perfect. So great game. You done?
Yeah, basically the QR code, all it needs to see is the this part. As long as there's a light on this part, it scans it extremely easily.
Yeah, so just an overhead light would just be sufficient enough. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Social media is down below in the description. We're going to have a link of where to buy the game. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye!